All right. So a couple things for me, and then if y'all do have questions that you brought for, leadership and more in-depth things, bring it on. But first off, I hope y'all really enjoyed April sharing. A couple of us have talked since that, so we've covered it, but hope you really enjoyed that. And hopefully my Voxer message also made sense. Where I was just like, one caveat is don't overcompensate to where you delete yourself. Um, when I was making that transition 5 to 7 years ago, I went too far. And you're still a human, and it's good to share a little bit about yourself with the women you're serving. That I think builds trust too, and brings your passion and your vision. Like, one thing that I wanted to work on this year with sharing was not just saying, if you want something, but saying, hey, I'm going here with these people and you're invited to come. The difference of, like, she probably wasn't looking for this, but when she's invited to come join, that can be a different kind of like pull. Like, we're going here, we're creating this. If that's on your heart, come with us, versus, what do you want? Who are you? No, you don't? Okay. Does that make sense? So we want to balance a serving focus and being there for them. And it's not a means to an end. Like, that's 100% for sure, with passionate vision and a direction that we're going. And we would just love to help more women go there too. Um, that's the part we don't want to delete out when we're serving women and asking them to come along with us for the journey. So any other thoughts, comments from in-person training that we did? Anything that was so helpful or that you've already tried? I just wanted to give a chance if anybody wanted to say anything or ask anything.
Um, I super appreciated it because I feel like I would say 99.99% in person. I can't, I, None of my people like virtual, and I don't love virtual. I mean, it's very convenient, but like I like in person too. So it was really kind of refreshing to hear her take on it and just kind of just hear some tweaks that I've been like thinking about and trying to process of, from other people and what I heard at seminar, and just trying to be like, okay, how do I do this? I don't know if I want to do all of that, but just now I feel like I'm kind of getting a bearing of um things I want to try, and just see how they go.
Love it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. That's great. Love it. Love it. And we'll keep talking and all that good stuff. So, for September huddle schedule, I haven't put one out yet, and here we are, it's September. But I felt like we got to that a couple months back. Maybe August or whatever, we kind of like collaborated on what we were going to do for the coming month. And I felt like that was really cool. I really have liked what we did leading up last year, where we just kind of gave you a topic, said, you cover this topic, whatever's on your heart. And I'm not against that, but I did want to see if there was anything y'all felt like, okay, we really need to hit home on, talk more about any certain directions we need to go with more strategy than just saying, bring whatever product you want, bring whatever business tip you want, bring whatever, anything more than that. What do y'all saying? Jen, you think I'm hilarious. I love it. I see you
I'm sure
chuckling.
Sarah Kate and I will love the just whatever you want, because we're very much winging it that day of like, I'm
Mhm.
not sure what I'm going to talk about,
Uh-huh.
and then just roll
Go
in.
for it.
So
Uh-huh. And
Yes,
that's
and just
that's why the little giggles.
that's not bad at all. I'm
And
not
just so you know, like we're praying about it. We are
Oh
thinking
yeah.
about it, but we don't actually think about
No,
it
it's
until
okay.
that day.
It's okay. I plan the huddle the day of. So, like whatever stuff, I write it in, maybe the night before, maybe. So it's all good. It's all good. No judgment.
Hmm. Can I actually ask a question? I don't know. So, like, from Inspire, I know a lot, like, I know we're the core people. But I know that I know that, like, a lot of people are, like, more on the fringes, and that's okay. But, like, how fringy are they? Are these people that just, like, only do, like, uh, half off orders? Or are they more fringy of, like, they serve a few customers
Are you
or,
talking
like,
about the people who are watching the huddle?
Mhm.
That would be people who are somewhat serving customers. I don't think anybody who is literally just ordering for friends and family occasionally is watching. If they
Okay.
do, I'm very proud of them. Way to go. But mostly we're trying to talk to people who are doing something, who are engaging in some way, even at a very slow pace. That's, that's really who I'm trying to speak to. And thinking about when new girls come in, they'll at least come try us for a few weeks, that they come and they're not going, oh my gosh, what is this? This is a lot. That's what this is for, is to do the lot. But the huddle to be very welcoming and good information. That's why I do like hitting products, because that's something everybody wants. And we haven't done that in a couple months just because we've been shifted. So I do think, making that change shifting back is definitely a good thing to do for September. And then obviously we'll be getting into the holidays. Ugh, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm like, ugh, I hate the holiday selling crap. I'm like, can I just do my normal thing that I do the rest of the year? Yes, I can, and I do. But it's like that added, like, oh, I should ask people to buy gifts and stuff. Um, that's how I feel about it. So we'll need to hit on that stuff. But anything else? Any other topics, directions that y'all are feeling like would be important? Things that you're passionate about, or you want your teams to be hearing? Because I think, yeah, Jen, you got a team member on there. Sarah Kate, you got a team member on sometimes. We've got Janetta. Carrie does go back and watch them. We've got our little peeps. So not putting all the pressure on y'all. I just wanted to open up and talk about it.
I mean, has anybody talked to you and said, in my business, this is what I really feel like I need help with, or this is where I'd like to go, but maybe I don't know how to get there. And you could take something of what they're sharing with you, and we could kind of like make like if it's product, like if they feel like, I know that we have skincare confident and all that stuff on In Touch, but maybe they just don't have the time to do it. Maybe we're strategic in what products we highlight, like maybe one piece of the miracle set each week, or I don't know. I don't know what people are really looking for or wanting, but like something that anyone has shared with you that they're kind of like a puzzle piece that's missing, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Not too
Mm,
much. I mean,
okay.
selling is what most of us do. So we're always going to have a bent towards helping people sell, but helping them not feel salesy.
Right.
So, any way that we can help simple things, helping them feel confident. That's where the product part comes in, is just being confident with talking about the products, using more techniques, things like that, and then simple ways of connecting with people. We're just trying to really give that person who isn't fully committed and isn't confident little things to help them move forward. And of course, not just that, but we definitely want that as one of the foundational elements for our huddles.
There's one thing that I was thinking about that can really help those unit members that are not fully engaged in selling yet. And it can be, maybe we can take turns like doing a quick makeup live video, or skincare, a real very quick skincare live video. I did one right before our Tuesday meeting, and it took me maybe 15 minutes and I got 2 orders, and it was totally worth it for all the products that I use. So, I mean, who doesn't want to, know exactly what products to use just for a daily look?
Mm-hmm.
And you never know. I mean, they can watch it live or they can watch it later, but I think it's a very good idea because those people are customers too in our own teams.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever orders they play, it's good for the team and it's good for the unit.
Yeah, I
So
think that's fun. That's why
yeah,
I liked when I could stream our Thursdays in
that is so, yes,
multiple
yeah,
groups. That's why I
exactly.
did it. I was like, I want
Yeah,
people to see stuff, but it was
mhm,
less work for me to have to double it up, right?
exactly.
So if we share that and
Yeah,
y'all pop in even once a month per person or less, doesn't have to
yeah,
be a ton. That's fantastic.
yeah.
Just
Maybe we can
sharing
take
little
turns.
bits. Yeah.
Maybe we
Yeah,
can take.
can I add on to that? I was thinking the exact same thing, Christina. I don't know how we're reading our brain, but I feel like when I first came into Mary Kay, I kind of knew my products, like my little bitty stuff. And of course, I have learned more about other ones, like from our huddle of like the product highlight, and I've been like, ooh, let me try that or whatever. But I I feel like um just even being more knowledgeable and maybe doing it in front of them too, because sometimes I don't get to watch all the Thursday, night lives or whatever, or the replays for that matter. But like doing it in front of them of like, okay, guys, this is how you do a look with this. And do y'all have questions? And that way it's not like teaching, it's more so training and like equipping them to replicate that on their customers or inform their customers how to be confident in that. And they don't just feel like, oh, yeah, so our eyeliner can only work like this or whatever, it's like, no, you can smudge it, you can do it under your eye, you can do it like all the different ways. And maybe it's like product highlight with 2 or 3 or 4 products, and we demonstrate that, and we also show like many different ways of doing it. Like something I've been seeing from Lindsay Dickerhoff, however you say her last name. That's very unfortunate, but she has been using the you're laughing, Jess. Anyway, she's been using the concealer, like the dark concealer as bronzer.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been like so fascinated by that because I was like, ooh, that's something that I just never thought about for some reason. And just maybe showing people, okay, like we're talking about bronzing tonight. Let me show you a couple ways, take it off, and then show you a couple ways, take it off. Which way did y'all like better? Like, what do you think you would use? Stuff like that. I feel like that would be so like informative and training and helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Two things. One, do you remember when we used to do like a once a month Saturday workshop around all of this makeup stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just throwing that in there. Of like maybe it's not a Tuesday huddle, maybe it's a once a month we do a big like makeup clinic, like how we used to do. Two, I want to actually riff off of Amy's idea because what she gave me the idea of was like a line of comparison. So like taking the product highlight, but we're going to talk about cleansers and how they compare. Because I think as a new consultant, we have so many skincare lines. I mean, we have like 4 or 5. It's not like so many, but as a new consultant, you're like, what do I recommend to who? Like we start out, we learn the basic one, but then how do we tailor that to our customers? And I think that can be a little bit intimidating of we can our lines work together and so we can mix and match and do all of the things. And sometimes when we do like the individual product highlights, like, yeah, and I just add this into my normal routine and now I have like a 20-step routine. But maybe if we did like, we're going to talk about all of the cleansers just in like a short, here's how they compare and here's who would use it. And if like maybe they try this one and it's not giving them the results or whatever, you can switch to this one. And then like the next week it's moisturizers. And the next week it's like exfoliators. And I guess I only have like whatever our basic, but like whatever the basic like lines are,
Mm-hmm.
that's so maybe something like that.
I like it. I like it. Mm-hmm. So the makeup Saturday thing, I'm open. I'm open. We are doing it in person now because I do feel like it's really valuable. And just letting people play in person matters. So, if we think we could get some people to come virtually, I'm not at all opposed to doing that. Like we did skin
Could
cycling once a
you,
month for a little bit, virtually.
can you set a something to record yourself in the virtual? Or do you move around too much?
Oh, you mean like when we do our
And the in person?
makeovers?
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be very, because it's kind of like, because there's three of us consultants there. So we talk about something and everybody works on it. We talk about some, and so it's a little, I think it would be kind of boring. Unless I was not busy and I was like, hey, okay, blah, and I could, but I think for my brain, I'm super like laser beam brain.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. So hey, you're so pretty. Look at you. So pretty. Um, I think I would probably do better to split it out a little bit, mentally, but I'm I'm not opposed to whatever time frame would be helpful for people because I want us to bring this stuff to people, and I can't do it all by myself. So I'm happy to have y'all. Like lately on my mind, I've been like, I haven't done a content video of just like makeup and everything in a couple months because I'm doing all the other things. And so it's just usually I'm happy to get my makeup on my face. And so for some of y'all who may have a little more space, or I will like record like 4 in one day and then drip them. I put them on my YouTube. That way I can just share them. And you don't have to do that. You can just leave them on your phone. Yesterday I was scrolling for like months, like what videos did I make a long time ago? I need something to post. And I was like, oh, that one's fine. And posted it. So totally. I like it all. So I think what we're coming on is we still have content quadrants for our huddle, but we can be a little more strategic with those. Like with the product highlight, we can be doing a comparison month and take time and go through those. We could even like whoever is teaching on that for the huddle could sometime that week do a little video of the same information that we could then post on its own. Hey guys, here's a recap of this because you know that most people, if they're super low commitment, aren't going to watch the huddle to learn the thing. They're going to be like, "Meh." But I think some people would watch it. So I want to have both. I want to be driving people to watch the huddle because I think they'll get more than they think they will. But we also have the spoon feed, later that week, just the tidbit if they need it. Um, so yeah. Sarah Kate, did you have something to add?
Yeah. So what if I feel like some of us on here are scared. Hang on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not using good wording.
I was like, this is
Like, how dare you speak for me? Don't
Hang on.
you talk about
I feel
yourself,
like-
Sarah Kate.
Like, what
Not
if
afraid of anything.
Hi, Emily, you're so cute. Okay, what if we did like I'm thinking like with the thing with April, we kind of had a before and an after, and then we scrunched like a big thing of content in there. What if we did like a social media night? you know, and we really talked about the different ways to serve people through social media and how that works. And like what if one of us kind of walked you through step by step of like how to make a product video? Because I feel like so many people get freaked out by that. And I know, like, talking to Megan about it, when we talked, I told her it's so easy. All you do is blank, blank, blank. And then she tried it, but she didn't try it before that, you know? So it's as easy as like putting the product up, recording that, and then putting it down. And then, you know, putting it on and stuff like that, and just meshing all of them. And I just don't know if people know how to do that. And maybe we could do a thing of like, you can do, I can't remember what it's called, but that like really fast reel thing to where you put on your like makeup or skincare over time and then it like really fast. So like all those different things, I feel like they're so easy if you know about them, you know? Um, so yeah, just like things like that. And I'm not an expert by any means, but just equipping people with the tools of this is doable, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's great because I don't know anything of how to do those things. And I just do the same thing over and over. Like, I'm fine to go live and it just like whatever. But like what she's talking about, like, I really think that that's necessary for those of us who are not like super duper tech savvy. And I mean, I'm thinking like Janetta. I don't know if she would ever go live or if she even has like a customer group. Myself, that would be super helpful for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Cause I'm not going to go on YouTube and find out how to do it. I'll just not do it.
Yeah. You need it to be handed to you right here. Push this, do this, go. So yeah, I think that's a good highlight to hit. Good.
On that, riffing off of Sarah Kate's, not social media, but the mental behind our business, like growing self-confidence and getting out of our heads. Um, I feel like we used to talk a lot about it back in the olden days, but we've kind of gotten away from it because I think the way we do our business definitely helps because it's how you view how you're doing it, right? And it definitely helps when you take yourself out of the equation, like April was talking about. Um, but I think like when you said think about your team members, like that's the biggest it's one of the biggest reasons why she's joining right now is like to have the like positivity and the like help build her confidence.
Mhm.
And I think that's really um new consultants and the ones on the fringes, like they're often the ones that are not as much into Mary Kay. And so they don't get as much of the like pink bubble positiveness, especially if they're not like serving customers on the regular, they don't get that positive impact as much. And so there can be like when you're not in it all the time, you can be like more in your head of, oh, but I'm not doing it. Oh, that's like, ooh. And then you don't even want to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Taking the first step is sometimes the hardest. Very, very hardest. Love it. So I'm hearing that we can make sure to incorporate some important things each week, even like mental head, heart, maybe, which that's kind of the inspiration. There's a place there. Maybe we need to split it out, but definitely like looking at that is an element to include regularly. And then there's times for bigger blocks of discussion or topics. I could see social media being a 2-week thing, just because there's so many different ways to do it. And of course, you know, we do have a few in our little group here that are faster on the front end of learning those things. Than
Christina.
others. So, get really breaking down to the simplest, click on this and push that button. And this is the app you want to download it right now. Joy Rents is actually on that stuff. When I stayed with her, she was showing me some apps and I was like, yeah, I need to do that. I haven't done it. And now it's too far away that I don't remember anything she said. And so, there's something to just a workshopping it, work through it together. So I love that. I love that. I think we can put together some really special things. And I think it helps us to go, all right, where are we going with this together? It's not just me assigning you jobs, but we're hashing through how do we want to help people move forward? And even just constantly highlighting what we have available for these women. Like they can go and watch the Pink Pampering Events stuff and they will learn a ton. We shouldn't have to completely spoon feed everyone. There are resources we have and it's not hard, turn it on and dry your hair or put your makeup on. So we want to be also helping people take responsibility and ownership as we come alongside and give them the confidence and give them those little wins to move forward with.
Hey, Jess,
Yeah.
just like as you're saying that too, like I think In Touch is a great resource too, that maybe they just don't understand how to tap into it because it can be overwhelming. And now it's completely new-ish, And I mean, that's kind of like the crux of where like they can put in their weekly accomplishments and like there's probably so many things that they can do in Touch and in My Customers that they might not like. For myself, when the administrative part is just like up in the air and not together, I feel like everything's out of control. So that could be something also. Like I think that somebody said that you could do like a mass text to your customers through In Touch or like My Customers. Like who said that? Was that you, Jen? Like I know how to do an individual text to a customer, but like for real,
And
you can do it. You can't? Oh,
you
okay.
can, but I don't recommend it. It's not like a true mass. I mean, I can
Okay.
explain, but it's
But even like texting through My Customers, I mean, there's just different things that maybe like, because that is part, like we do sell and we do serve, but we also, as business women, we have to know how to have that business part down.
Yeah.
And with the paperwork, blah, blah, ick stuff that some of us wish we could hire someone to do, but we can't. So we, maybe something like that would help
Yeah.
them too.
That's been on my list since a really long time of like going to In Touch in our huddles and showing different things. Have I done it once? Maybe. Because again, it's one of those things that it's like there's a lot. There's a lot. We're not going to be able to hit it all the time, but I think having even just a list of the things we want to hit on, even in a monthly basis, will really add value and help people. Yeah, I think we time in or organization maybe once a month so we don't, die. But I think that's a really good one. I'm thinking along the lines of Miss Christina, who like literally wrote out her month of daily wins of like, this week I'm going to do this, this week I'm going to do this week. I'm like, I think there's some good to that. And I also think there could be certain topics that some of us lean towards. Like maybe somebody really kind of gets the organization and the business stuff and wants to do that on a monthly basis and share about that. Or another topic. So I'm seeing a lot of potential, a lot of opportunities to highlight our gifts. Yeah.
What if also we did something about organization? Just that's it. Like Christy Wright, I think her newest podcast was talking about how she starts her day and like 5 things she goes through of like, I don't even remember them right now, but 5 things she goes through to like start her day and to not make her feel crazy. I feel like that would be so beneficial for them. But then also like, how to be organized. Like, do you how do you keep track of who you've been booking? How do you oh, bye Christina. How do you follow up with people? How do you set reminders to do that? How do you Set reminders to remind your appointments who are coming, like all of those things. I feel like it can be very overwhelming, and I definitely, still lose track. But I myself am trying to come up with a better organizational system. And I just feel like that might be really helpful for them.
Mhm. Yep. The other thing we can keep in mind is people, it's a journey of caring enough to do enough to make a mess. So there is a healthiness to when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And so, you know, uh, just kind of yes, remembering like there's going to be a handful of people that really do enough to want to learn, and we're going to love on them and help them, and it's going to ebb and flow. And then I feel like sometimes we learn the best by making a mess and then going, how do I, how do I fix this? This is, so we'll leave space for that, um, as well of, giving them a taste, giving them a bit, and then hopefully that gives them hope to come and ask more questions as they need it and as they get, overwhelmed or whatever. So yeah. Okay, my last thing, because this has been awesome. My last thing on my mind is I'm really struggling with when I can even do a new consultant onboarding process for like boot camp type of thing. So I'm just open to ideas and thoughts. I've tried to do the Tuesday night, which I haven't had a lot of takers in several months. Several months. And I do a weekly reminder text to them on the day of, I explain it, and they just aren't interested, which, hey, that's not on me. But Tuesday nights are a little hard. It's just not a great time for me. And for East Coasters, it's late. So always aware of timing, it was easier just depending on who's coming in and who's joining from what time zone. Saturdays I struggle because 2 hours straight is a long time. And I liked doing a boot camp because they could come once and be done, but it's just hard to absorb all that. I also had to mentally like gear myself up and be like, okay, you can do this for 2 hours. You can do it, it's a lot. Plus my schedule is so, I, as you all know, like every month on the same Saturday, I'm not available. And so, sometimes it was really hard to even find a time, plus time zones, like some people are starting at 8 a.m., some people are getting done at noon, it's rough. So I don't know a solution. I've thought about lunchtime once a week. I've thought about, I already have 3 things at lunch or 4 things at lunch every week. Why not add one more? But so just thinking about it again, right now, I don't have a long list of people begging for training, but I want to have it available and they need it if they're going to try to grow. So if y'all have ideas on that, Joe is the one who told me, like, why don't you ask your leaders and see what they think or see if they want to help? Because like maybe you could share it, right? Kristen, they do it every Saturday, but they rotate the teachers. But I don't even know if that's doable, so I just, you know, I right now have zero idea of when I would do it and that people could actually come and that it would be good.
I would just like to say that for me, I learn the best when I do it over and over and over and over. And um I like, if you want help with that, if that's something I can help with, I would love to do that and just kind of already, because I want to be there. I want to go there. And so even as like new people join like my team, hopefully, God willing, I can just already kind of start pointing them in right directions, and I can just feel a little more confident in like, the steps and all of those things. So if you want help with that, I would love to do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I do.
And I could also even do, different times. Like maybe we could offer, like maybe it could just be month by month, like maybe you could just say, okay, I can do 1 or 2 times in the month here or one or whatever. And then Sarah Kate can do 1 or 2 times here. And like, then they have options, you know, and they can choose what date works best for them instead of it just being like Tuesdays or Saturdays or whatever.
Yeah, I'm open to that. One thing I have found is the best thing I can do when people first join is give them factuals. This is at this time, so they can just immediately like, if it's too loosey-goosey, it never happens. But if it's like,
Mhm.
hey, we do this on Tuesday nights, are you available? They can either say yes or no versus because I've done all of the things and I've had yeah, we do a boot camp and we'll get that scheduled. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's the only thing I would want some consistency to offer, especially because sometimes they come in at the end of a month. And so, you know, I like to make sure that if it's going to be a round of 3 or 4 classes, that they kind of can see out. So I'm saying, yes, we can play with different options. And I want to have as much of a ability to, anytime I'm doing an orientation, be like, this is what we offer. So they can very quickly kind of wrap their head around it. And while they're still willing and excited, we can get them started on it.
Yeah.
Um, before that month fades. And then they're like, never mind. So
Hmm.
that's something to just chew on and think about, like, yeah.
I mean, I would also be open to just doing a set, you know, night or day or
Mm-hmm.
something every however often, if you know, like however you figure it out, and if anyone wants to help or whatever. But say you did it every Sunday evening after before the spa sesh, and I did it every, I don't know, Tuesday before our huddle or something, you know, like I feel like that way they could just pick like, okay, I'm free Tuesdays or I'm free Sundays or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. Like it. Any other
Does
thoughts?
it have to be live? Because I guess my thing is if some people can't, is there any way that we could put something together where it's like recorded and then like you've signed up and then here's this I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can't, yeah.
I have recorded them every time that I've done them, and I have made them available to people.
Mhm.
Some will watch them, some will. I've had a handful who did. It's so yes. So I won't teach it just to the air to record it, but if I have
Right.
somebody on, I'll always record it. So they're still on YouTube. Like I never took them down. So the recordings are there for a lot of things, a lot of classes, just the most recent is the newest info. Um, and it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Some people will genuinely take a recording and watch it, and some people won't. So I want a place in a few minutes. I know. Okay. Okay. So listen, we have to fold up a little laundry. So that's why I'm not saying yes yet. When I get done with my meeting, we'll get the laundry folded and then you can watch. You can come in. I don't know how much you can hear. It's so funny. Um, I don't even know what we were talking about.
Talking
Uh,
about people watching recordings.
yeah. So having
So
them,
you don't have like it's hit or miss on which one's better.
yeah, yeah. This is what I was saying. I feel, and I've had this from new consultants, they want to ask questions and have feedback. And so that's why I shifted it to New Consultant Connect. Every Tuesday night, you can come ask questions. They just didn't. They just didn't. And it's honestly way stressful on me to do that time because of what's happening in our house and the coming and going. And so if they're not going to get on, I'm not going to keep killing myself to be available for that time. That was the idea was, I had somebody like, can we have a new consultant chat? So I put that together. It's just, I'm not sure is it just humanity or is it something's just off, because we used to have like a powerful in-person new consultant training every week before our weekly meetings. Most people that join are not local, so it's not even an option. But it's like, okay, we're not team building at the level that I would like to be. We probably wouldn't have some of these issues if we were adding 5 to 10 a month. Like we would have a lot of people fall off, but we'd have a few really awesome ones every month, and we wouldn't feel like nobody cares. But when it's 2 a month, 1 a month, it's too hard. It takes 6 months to get a rock star, So I'm not over identifying with the issue. That's just kind of where I've been like, I want to be available and I want to make this work, but I don't want to kill myself if it's not really going to be utilized. And so anyway, that's all the things from my brain. Y'all are getting director training here.
Well, I think too, Jess, as we have team members come in on our team, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like some of that should be on us. Like, it shouldn't all be on you, right? To take everybody's team members and try to, like, we should be equipped to be able to take that on with our team and then direct them to our huddle, direct them to things that you've trained us on, and to be more involved like that. But to take some pressure off of you, we should be stepping in, I guess, so that we can like learn and grow too and be confident with that. And then I don't know, like if there was someone who came in on my team and we wanted to do like a new huddle, blah, blah, blah. Like if if I watched your videos from your YouTube and was able to like do that, and I just feel like maybe there's a lot of pressure on you if it's not like your specific team member, maybe we should start like stepping up. I mean, what do you think about that? Am I wrong? Tell me.
You're not wrong. And I don't feel like y'all are putting all the pressure on me. So both sides, you're not wrong. I don't feel like you're just slackers. We have a very unique setup because I have such strong leaders who are still in my unit. Just because of the way we function now. For a long time, they were barely coming up like, and it was just like, get pushing everyone through. Now we have this incredible team of like half directors who just aren't directors. And so you possess the skills to do that. And so I don't feel like I have to, but yet I don't want to add a burden onto y'all's shoulders of training when you're just trying to get the faces, get the team, get going. So yes, you definitely want to develop that skill, but no, I don't want to just throw it to you and be like, all right, you figure it out. But yet you can take some ownership in it. Like I'm more than happy. And that's kind of where I'm like, well, I'm happy to share it because if y'all are becoming directors and then are directors, you do need to bond with those new people. Especially when you're young, most of your new people are not joining the team of a leader. They're joining, a team of just a person. And so, the joy of working together, we can share that load. But yet as the director, I feel the responsibility to make sure it's happening and to make sure it's there for people. So yeah, that's what I got.
So my thoughts are, I actually didn't even know we could help with that. Like I kind of felt like it, like not bad, but I kind of felt like it was like the role of the director and like we had
It
no part
is.
in that because, like maybe we're not ready or something. But I mean, personally, for me, I love doing stuff like that. I freaking love connecting with people. And if I could walk them through, like, start walking them through the new consultant connect, I mean, I would even meet them in person or like whatever. But just building that intentionality and that longevity for, God willing, my unit coming, like,
Mhm.
I think that would even put more passion into my soul.
Mhm.
And it's definitely not a burden. Like,
Mhm.
so for me, definitely not burden. Um, where else was I going with that? Oh yeah, and I do feel like it would be helpful to me because I do I kind of walk that line of like, okay, when they join, it's like, okay, so now we're gonna like, we do want to do everything together, but I don't know like what super process there is of like, do I reach out? Do I set the date? Do I let Jess talk to them first? And I just feel like that kind of dance. So then I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. So then I don't do anything. If
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's definitely my quote unquote job to bring them in. But as somebody's developing into a leader, we're supposed to share that role. And I feel like I have definitely like when you have somebody who's working and moving, like with Megan, I'm
Mhm.
pretty much in the background and letting you
Yes.
lead that and then just checking in, touching on her here and there. And that's
Yeah.
really the goal. But yet, I think she went to training with me because
Yes.
especially when she joined, you were still so fresh. And so
Yeah. Yeah.
that's where I wouldn't really want you to just run off with new consultant training too quickly,
Mhm.
because there's a lot to that. But
Yeah.
to intentionally, like right here, just walk through that. Like I know Jen and I talked, Jen really finds joy in that as well. Like equipping people is something she's good at and enjoys building. And so I know that the skill is there and the ability is there. It's just tricky with our lives and our calendars and just what I'm asking y'all to consistently do for
Mhm.
free, So that's the balance that I'm always trying to strike is I don't want to hold y'all back, but I also want to have that consistency of something that we offer to everybody for those who don't fall under somebody's team, that there's something that we can do. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is an answer, but that's just kind of
Yeah.
any other thoughts or comments or
No, I like the idea Sarah Kate was offering of like, you know, if there were a few of us, like maybe Christina could offer the Spanish version. I'm signing her up for this. Like
Espanol.
maybe. I mean, I feel like she's already having to kind of do that with her team
Yep.
anyway. So it would just be like, okay, this is an official, this is the day that she does it, and this is when we have our Spanish version, and then we have two or three alternate like English versions. Like Sarah Kate has a day and time, you have a day and time. I could take a day and time, or just alternate with you if you just need a break. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Mhm.
make me do like 9, 10 o'clock. These East Coast times are really not with me. I don't like it.
Yeah, you've been spoiled by the 5 p.m.ers.
Mhm.
I miss it so much. It's the only thing I've really been missing, and sometimes weather. But
Mm, yes. Yes, I get it. Well, what I would love is if from here, if y'all want to look at where would you find consistent space to do something like this? And just shoot me what you would offer if you were going to do even twice a month or a weekly time slot. And if you don't have one, there's no shame. Like I have very few of those in my schedule as well. Like, because I kind of always have to think, is Mike in town or not? So
Mhm.
fitting in if I'm on my own makes it extra because I don't want to sign something up that it's like, oh, I can almost never do it. Or I'm having Avalon sit at the dance studio for an hour waiting on me because I'm in a meeting, which has happened a couple times, so I'm trying to watch out for all of that. Um, I can sacrifice with the best of them, but try to so anyhow, shoot me some thoughts individually later on where would be a spot or two that you could consistently see offering something, whether it was two or every 2 times a month or every month, every week. If that's something that you would love to, if your heart stirs for it, great. If it's not the season, that's okay. And don't feel bad. Like we don't have to have 5 people doing it all. But yeah, just to provide a place and then even just have more people pushing it forward. And it's not just me who's kind of half-hearted because I really don't want to do it at 8 o'clock. It sucks. So, there's that.
Well,
Um,
if it sucks for you with the time, it probably sucks for the others. Like that's why they're not jumping on. They have to get
Yeah.
kids to bed. They have to get themselves ready for tomorrow. So the time just might not be the
yes.
prime time for the training. And it's a lot to take in. So,
Yeah.
you know, there's
Yeah.
something to that.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep it close to things, so it's not 42 different dates every week, but for new kids, sometimes we can just stick with the one and do that first, and then they can switch to the other one. So we will we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm excited, and I appreciate you guys. Your ideas, your thoughts, they're good. All right. Well, we've come almost an hour, so let me let you guys go. I will shoot out, I'll kind of take everything we talked about, shoot out a September, maybe September, October, depending on how much I break down for planning purposes. So y'all kind of know, shoot me dates. If you know for sure a Tuesday is just not going to work for you. If you know now, shoot that. That way we can structure it well, the best we can. And then, yeah, any details on new consultant training that you want to be a part of or that would work, would love it. Okay, guys. Y'all have a great rest of your day. No hearts for Sarah Kate.
No.
Jen got them. She's the lucky one today.
Gotta do it really, really fast. No, just kidding, don't you?
Does it only work on Macs?
I
Is
think
that
so.
it? Ah,
I think so.
Yeah,
sense.
it's something with however I have it set up.
And it doesn't work for me either. So,
I'm not fancy. It's okay.
It's okay.
all right, y'all. Well,